Well, hello there, everyone. It's so good to be here again in a creative checkup. This is where we help you to solve one specific problem, one specific issue with your creative life here on the God and Gigs platform in our God and Gigs community. My name is Alan C. Paul. If you're new to this environment, I'm so glad that you're a part of us. I am catching my breath right now because it has been a whirlwind morning. In a good way, not a bad way, in a good way. Just talking with some great interviews, some great creatives. And yeah, like it almost caught me off guard. So some of you might have just got this notification literally like about 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. You're like, wait, we have a creative checkup? Yes. I just didn't remind you of it. And it might have caught me off guard. So forgive me. I am ready to help and to assist and to listen, but definitely didn't do all of my due diligence when it came to actually sharing. So actually over here on Instagram, I'm checking as well. Looks like my mother, Rita Paul, is checking in. So hello, Mom. I'm so glad to have you as a part of this, as well as the one, Zach. Good to see you over there on Instagram. We are going live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you're in our Creative Checkup group, that's our Facebook group, which I actually will do quickly. Let's see if I can share without messing up anything into the group. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to see it's in the group, but Facebook no longer allows us to go live into the God and Gigs group. They just decided, nope, we're not going to do that anymore. So now we have to do it live. So I'm literally going to go over here and share real quick into the group so that everybody can see it there. And I'm going to say we're live, so now you guys can see it there. And let's tag everyone. All right, so thanks for letting me do a little bit of housekeeping there. Also, it has been a really, really great couple of days for God and Gigs. And for our community, we've had a lot of wins. Some people do some amazing things. As a matter of fact, as you're checking in, even if you're checking on replay, share some wins that you've had. And also share where you're watching from. If you've had wins, creative wins, this has been a good week for you. Share something positive. Let's kind of keep the energy going and share something positive that's happened in your creative life in the last 6 days, 7 days, last 2 weeks. Share something that's gone well with you. And hey, what's good? Good to see you, Zach, over there. All right. So So one of my wins was definitely yesterday. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and share a quick slide with you because this was so cool yesterday. We had the beginning of our summer of success. The beginning of our summer of success, which is really honestly, it just says everything about what this whole live stream is about, what I want you to be about this year. I want you to have success in everything you're doing. And let's see, why can't I share the picture? Once again, things are not acting right. As soon as I want to share something, it disappeared. It's probably because it's on a different screen. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, I see what happened. This is always annoying. And anytime I get on lives and immediately I try to do stuff and things are acting crazy. All right, let's try to share again. But if you're watching on YouTube, let me know where you're watching from while I pull this up. There they are. So this was yesterday. If you can see it, this is what we did yesterday, the Summer of Success workshop with our amazing friend, Coach Sandy B. I got to tell you, this workshop was absolutely everything I was hoping it would. Sandy was on episode 285 of the God and Gig Show. I was on her podcast yesterday. I think it was episode 123 of the 90 Day Wins podcast. So we are just finding so much synergy in our message. She helps people to achieve goals and wins and break out of procrastination and really move forward with purpose and direction. She is just an incredible mind when it comes to breaking down tasks to that lowest level where you can get them done, stay motivated, finish what you said you were going to finish. And her podcast is 90 Day Wins, and her coaching is 90 Day Wins. So I saw her and I said, you know what? We got to do something together, my friend. So she and I have been collaborating. We did a workshop yesterday. I hope it's not the last one. So, because if you missed it, you missed out on a treat. We've already sent out the replays to this. So everyone that was at the Summer of Success workshop, you're now seeing your replays. If you missed it live, it's okay. So now you can watch it. But she's offering an amazing, amazing opportunity to join her. Just a few people are going to be allowed into this cohort to do the 90 Day Wins Challenge Summer of Success with her. I'm hoping I keep my spot. I actually have to make sure I secure my spot because I haven't actually told her yet. I want to be in it. So she is going to be doing that. And those of you who are in the training, you know what you have to do. If she's allowing other people and there's space, you can email me at alan@godandgigs.com and just ask me, hey, is there still space in the Summer of Success with 90 Day Wins? I will let you know if there's space. And even if you missed the training, if there is space available, we may let some more people in. But she has been very clear. She wants to have a small group this time to do the Summer of Success coaching program so that every single person in that group gets her full attention. And she has an incredible 12-week program already laid out. And again, she does this for amazing CEOs and just everybody who works with her has raved about her. As a matter of fact, I actually have, let me see, I might be able to pull up some of her, let me see, I made a couple of reviews. Let's see if I can find them. Yes, here they are. So if you want to know what people say about her coaching, I have this right here. This is, I can go grab this real quick. Let me see if I have to stop screen and let's pull up another one. Whoops, wrong button. Here it is. Give me a half second to find it again. And here's what people are saying about Sandra. And I thought this was really, really cool when I read this, that this is why we wanted her in our program. This is why we wanted her to partner with us in the Summer of Success. You can read that for yourself, but I'll read it out loud. This is from Shanave. I hope I'm saying her name right. I strongly recommend Sandra with absolutely no reservations. She is clear and consistent about our work together and willing to listen and respond to my questions and thoughts. Her feedback is actionable, but with a level of integrity and transparency that I cannot help but trust. I trust when she gives me advice or helps me to see how I need to proceed forward, that I am getting the best of her. And that's just from one of her clients. So you can see again why I thought she was a perfect fit as a partner here in the God and Gig program and coaching, to partner with her coaching to get us through this next 90 days Let's see who is helping us out. Oh, good to see the Harden Project here, watching on Facebook. And yes, it is nice, right? Thank you. Now, the Hardens, you guys, if you're paying attention to some of my other platforms, I'll give you a little hint. You will be hearing more from the music of the Hardens on Keep the Music Playing because we have got them connected in some amazing things. That's another story. If you guys want to talk about Value for Value, which we are doing a podcast, which is in Value for Value, and there's some amazing things happening there. I just can't go all the way down that rabbit trail in God and Gigs, even though God and Gigs is also a Value for Value podcast now. So that might be the topic for the next V for V, next live stream, because I think I need to share with you guys what I've been doing on my music and podcasting side, because it is super exciting. And maybe I've been holding out a little bit on you guys because I'm just not sure if you're ready to be exposed to all the wonderfulness that's happening in other areas of the creative space and the marketplace and new markets and new places to share music and art and science and dance and drama and just all incredible stuff happening. I know I might sound like I'm ranting a little bit, but I really wish I could get into all of it, but I can't right now. But if you do follow me on my other platforms, you are probably seeing the next podcast that I've shared. Something else that's really exciting that is happening recently, as we kind of just go through the show and tell portion here. Let me find where we have our YouVersion devotional that also came out a couple of weeks ago. And I'm super excited about that. We have over 100 people who are now watching, and not necessarily watching, but reading the devotional. Let's see if you can find that real quick. I gotta go to documents and we gotta go to, forgive me, because again, I told you guys that I had to throw this together quickly. For some reason, I did not have everything together because I was rushing. I really was rushing, trying to get everything together. All right, here we are. So if you haven't seen this picture yet, it is because you did not know we have a devotional on YouVersion, but we do. And if you want to see it, it will look like this. And that is where we have on YouVersion now. The YouVersion app is sometimes called the Bible app. Okay, so the Bible app is probably the most famous Bible app there is. It's over on 3/4 of a billion devices worldwide. And so to be accepted for a devotional there is really big. And now to have over 100 people who have gone through the plan, it is now over 100 people I can get to see when people are watch. I keep saying watching it. My brain is shutting off. People who are reading it and going through the devotional. And the whole point of this devotional is to study how God creates. Because if we are creators and creatives, we should also be paying attention to how God creates. Oh, look at my friends over here. I see Jefe. What's up, Wilfredo, over here on Instagram. Also, Victoria from 12th Street Talk Back. Say that 5 times fast. Good to see you, my sister. Awesome. Also, I see Stefan Murphy, 85 Oh My Stars. Thanks for joining us over here, you guys. So we're talking about the devotional that is available on YouVersion. If you want to find it, no, you can't share my name. My name is not on it. I was not intentional. I just wasn't paying attention. And so I put in under God and Gigs. So the easiest way to find this devotional is to go to youversion.com or thebible.com and click on plans. And then when you click on, I might have some of these screenshots. Give me a second, forgive me, because again, I got to go looking for these every time. So that takes a long time, but it'd probably be better in this case just to show you the screenshot that you're looking for. When you find the YouVersion app, you want to go to plans, and then you go to plans, you're going to click on this link to find the Creator's Craft. Or you can probably just do a search for Creator's Craft. Here it is. Found it. All right, so let's open this one. And I'll show you what it's going to look like. I just got to stop the screen every time and open it up again. So that's what's a little bit time consuming. Here it is. So that's what you're going to find. And once you see that, you can start the plan. You can also share it with friends. I would love it if you share this with some friends, because everybody that's reading it is saying similar things, that they never thought of the Genesis account this way. And the reason why I think that's so powerful is because, again, as creators, we should be modeling how God creates. And God set out a template, literally when there was nothing else there. The very first act of creation, we get to see how God did it, and we get to see what he said and why he said it. We can surmise why he said it and why did he want us to hear that he said it. Because that's what's interesting about this, is that God basically made sure we had a template of what he did. He wrote it down. He made sure that somebody wrote it down. So that means everything he included on purpose. He included that he said this. He included that this was good. He included that he rested. He included that he delegated the task now to Adam and Eve. Why would he include those specific things? Why did he say in each area the things he said about creating? It had to be because he wanted us to know, number one, his person, his character, how he operates. But then it's got to be also, hey, if you want to make something, this is how God does it. And here's a template for you. So we talk about those 6 steps in the creator's craft. We talk about how there was an intention, and then announcement, and then there was production, and then there was evaluation, and then there was celebration and delegation. So we walk through all 6 of those steps. Why does God include them, and why they should be included in your creative life as well? So I really hope you'll check that out. Again, it is on the YouVersion app, the Bible app. So hopefully you have found it. If you found it, please review it. If you've read it, please review it. And then please share it with folks. Because again, this is not about getting likes or anything like that. This is literally encouraging people to read the Bible. That's why we're doing this, because people should read the Bible. And this gives creatives, especially everybody, but especially creatives, another reason, another way to read the Bible. Okay, so I hope that is helpful to you and that you're paying attention and that you are following along with all the cool things. So those were some of my wins. I didn't see anybody else's wins yet. I want to go over here to Instagram, see if we have anybody else sharing their wins. Not quite yet, but if you have a win that you would like to share from their creative life in the last couple of days, I would love to hear it as well. I would love for you to share it in the comments, either on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. But let's get to the topic of today. And today's topic is the top tools that I would recommend for your summer of success. Because as you heard, we recently had a workshop yesterday. And the summer of success is all about achieving those goals that you might have been putting off. But now you're like, okay, it's time to do this. It's time to get some things done. It's time to push forward and not have procrastination be my legacy. I don't want procrastination and worry and doubt to be my legacy. Awesome. Thank you so much, John. I'm assuming it's John. I'm not sure. There's 2 Hardens. There's John and Janiyah of the Harden Project. So it might be a husband and wife watching now, or it might be just one of them. But thank you so much for that. Yes, thank you for the congratulations. You've already finished the plan? Does that mean you finished the plan? Because I see I love the plan done, check done. So maybe you've already finished it. Awesome. Yeah, let me know what you thought of it. Okay, but like I said, today's topic is about the tools I would recommend for your summer success. So this is going to be just me sharing. Don't have a lot of slides or anything like that for this. I'm just going to share the tools that I'm using to be successful over the next 90 days. So let's be clear. Number one, if you listen to either episode 123, let me just put those links in, by the way, just in case. I don't think I have a link right now to my interview on Sandra's podcast, at least not a short one. Maybe I'll create a link for that. But this is the episode where Sandra was on our podcast. So you might want to check that out, godandgigs.com/285. So you can hear more of her heart of why she picked 90 days. Why is 90 days a good time for you to achieve this goal that we're going to talk about in terms of tools? Well, it's, in her words, it's long enough to be a long-term thing, but short enough that it's not too long when you lose focus. And so 90 days right now will put us, if we begin, we put right now, July, August, September, right. So we're right at July to August to September. So this would end right around September. And you could be moving along with that goal and done with that goal if you started today or started Monday or started whatever day, to make sure that you have your 90 days set. But she walked in our training and down a framework of how those 90 days should work. And I don't want to give anything away because you really should have checked out the training. If you sign up for the training, again, email me at alan@guidedgates.com if you want to have more space, or maybe you'd like to have us do that training again if you missed it. So if you want to like talk us into doing it again, Sandra, if you're watching, I don't know if you have time, but we may consider doing it again if she has time. But she's already getting ready to move forward with the next group, so I don't know. We'll see. My point about the Summer of Success is it's just the right amount of time that you need to get that thing pushed forward and not enough time for you to procrastinate any longer. So it gives you that time-bound level of, oh, hey, this has to get done. I've mentioned several projects I've been working on, including working on my recording project, working on possibly a new coaching program, things like that, where I got to pick something and I said, this is going to get done in the next 90 days. So there's such a good like synergy of the season and the 90 days that I feel would be perfect for you. Now, let's talk about the actual tools. So what are we going to need to achieve things these 90 days? Now, yesterday during the training, somebody asked, like, do you have a tracking system? Do you have something that helps you track? So Sandra actually does have some journals and things like that that she has offered. So if you want to check out her website, 90 Day Wins, 90 being the number 90. You want to check out 90 Day Wins, you can go check out her devotional and her journal. She might have a devotional there too, I'm not sure. But she has a journal that you can use to write down your goals and to keep track and your accountability that's going to go along with the program. But the first tool I'm going to recommend is one that I use very frequently. And the first thing we're going to have to do if we're going to be able to manage our time and our energy to finish our 90-day goals, we're going to have to be really rock solid about our appointments and our calendar and staying in track. So the first thing I'm going to say, honestly, that is the key tool is your calendar. And I'm going to name a couple of calendars that I use, and you might use a paper calendar, you might use a digital calendar, but the key is if you're going to want to get anything done this summer, to make sure you have a summer success, you gotta have a specific calendar or a time tracking system in place. Oh gosh, I hope you guys hear that thunder because we've had some crazy rain. So I hope you see me looking and you don't think I'm just going crazy because here it comes again. So my question to you is, which calendar are you using? Now, I am a big fan of Google Calendar. Why am I a big fan of Google Calendar? Well, the main reason I'm using Google Calendar is because it is the one calendar I can seem to use no matter where I'm at, what phone I'm on, that syncs up with everything. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why I got a little crossed up today is because I didn't set my notifications on my Google Calendar to make sure this was announced. So I had two interviews in the morning, but did not write down this one. And so this could have been, really messed up because I would have missed my entire creative checkup because it wasn't on my calendar. That's how closely I follow my calendar. It's like if it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. So you got to have a calendar that works for you. So some people use Google Calendar. Some people use other calendars. I am also an advocate, believe it or not, of having two kinds of calendars, both a paper one and a digital one. Now you might ask, why in the world would you have two calendars? Isn't that an invitation to be disorganized? The reason why I have two calendars is because there's just something different when you use pencil and pen. Pencil and pen and paper, when you're writing down your appointments, it just has a different effect on your brain. You're more likely to remember things because there's a physical action that's going along with it. So as you are writing, and as you are writing this down, what I do is I'll write it down on my calendar, and then I immediately go cross-check it with my digital calendar. So there's two places where that stuff exists in my mind and on paper and in my computer, so that I can double check things. I can make sure that I'm not forgetting that one event is happening. If I didn't write it down on one thing, maybe I wrote it down on the other thing, on the paper or on the digital. So now you might say that's overkill, but to me, it saves my life more times than you know. When I'm like, okay, did I write it down for real? Okay, it's in both places. So if it's in both places, then it's happening. If it's only one place and I haven't really checked through it, there's a possibility things changed or that I didn't follow through. So I would suggest highly that you get either paper calendar or both paper and digital. But I wouldn't do just digital. And I would do paper and digital or just paper. Some of you guys might go old school and just do the paper. I was looking to see if I have it with me, but I don't have it with me right now. Woo. Okay. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this live stream because apparently the rain is going to be kicking today. And I'm hoping they don't cancel our gig today because we have a gig today. Gosh. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on that. So let's see what we're saying over here on Instagram. Oh, good. Queen of the Keys. Good for you to join us. Thank you so much. She is amazing. She has also been on the podcast. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm distracted by the rain and by this crazy storm that just blew in out of nowhere. But we've been underwater over here in Miami for the last few days and weeks. So y'all pray for us that we don't have any more issues with rain and flooding and people being flooded out of their homes. That would be very bad. We're trying to dig our way and swim our way out of this. So let me try to focus even while the rain is going on. All right. Secondly, I mentioned the calendar is our first tool. The second tool I'm going to advise you to have is your task management system. So my recommended tool for that is called Todoist. If you've never heard of Todoist, it's basically just like most other apps that is software as a service. It's checklists. It keeps things in an organized way. I think I might have a link to Todoist where, let me check real quick. It might be under Guide and Gigs. Let's see. It's Todoist. No, looks like I don't have one. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you guys to go check it out. I'm not getting any money for that. Okay, I just believe that this would be a good idea for you to have a app like this, like Todoist. So let's just try Todoist.com. Let's see if that works. Todoist.com. Make sure that's their website. Yes, that is their website. So go check out Todoist if you don't already have a task management system. And the reason I like Todoist is, once again, I really like, and this is something that saves me a ton of time, I like any app that has a voice operating or a voice assistant style thing. Some of you guys are probably scared of the whole listening to you all the time, phone listening to you all the time, but they're already listening. So I use my voice activated system. So anytime I have an idea or something that I forgot about, I always go ahead and call it out to my phone. And I say that there's a shortcut that allows me to say it and save it as a task right away. I'm not going to say it now because I don't want my phone to go off. But you say the command, you say the task, and it's saved and immediately goes in. And that's a great way, as we say in the Redeeming the Time book, which I read from Jordan Rayner, he talks about offloading the task and immediately getting it into your task management system as fast as possible. As soon as you think of it, you may not have all the words together. Sometimes I struggle to say the words of this actual thing. But then I say it and it's down and I can go back and check it later. So that's the second thing I recommend. If you're going to have a summer of success, you got to have your calendar in place. You got to have your task management system. For calendar, I recommend Google Calendar just because that's the easy one. It's on all phones, no matter what kind of phone you use, Apple or Android, and it syncs with everything pretty well. And for task management, I recommend Todoist. That's the one that I recommend. All right, so now let's get into the actual creative stuff. So some of you might be doing totally different things with creative. So I wasn't sure if I should even add this one, but I said, you know what? I am doing a lot of things between podcasting and music, which a lot of us are doing. A lot of you are in music. A lot of you are in podcasting. A lot of you are in video and graphics. And so the third tool I'm going to recommend that I use to help you have a creative summer of success is Adobe Creative Cloud. So I don't know if you've heard of Adobe Creative Cloud, but Adobe makes several different apps. My gosh, this is coming down hard, you guys. I feel like I'm right in the middle of a hurricane. So you guys, I might be Jim Cantori in a second. I'm not going to turn the camera around so you can, but I'm sure by now you can hear it. It is nuts out here. So I'm going to try to focus. Wow. So I'm in the middle of a hurricane. You guys are getting the Guide and Geek show from a hurricane. So the next section, like I said, is about Creative Cloud and creative stuff. So I use, for my podcast, Adobe Audition. But there's also Adobe Premiere, Adobe, I believe there is Photoshop that many people use. Now, I will be honest, there's a big uproar right now about Adobe and apparently their terms of service. I don't know much about that. I have not yet changed anything in terms of what I do with my creative work in terms of Adobe having access to it. You might want to check that out. I will check it out eventually. I haven't yet, but I will check it out eventually just to make sure that I'm not putting myself in a compromising position in terms of someone else owning my content. But for the meantime, I'm going to continue to use Adobe Creative Cloud. Okay? Again, I hope you guys can hear me. Let me lean a little closer. Victoria says over here on Instagram, I love Adobe Audition and Premiere. Yes, Audition it's just become my go-to. And again, I'm just being honest. If they change the terms of service and they're using it to train AI, I would hate to move away because I don't want to think, I guess we just need to be aware. We just need to be aware and know that there are some people who are souring on Adobe because of the AI situation and their terms of service. But unless it's something that nobody else is doing and they're being nefarious, I'm probably not going to move. I'm probably going to stick with Adobe because, again, it is well organized. I've been able to create my podcast each time. I've been able to do music on those platforms. Those of you who do video, Premiere, and Photoshop, it's just the go-to. And I think until they shame everybody and make everybody really annoyed with them, it's going to continue to be the one that people mostly use. So that's the tool I recommend for the creative side, and you can check that out at adobe.com. All right. For email and for your list, for keeping contact with your consumers, your listeners, your audiences, this is a tool you have to have this year. Now, during the training yesterday, several people said they want to build a YouTube channel. They want to do a newsletter. They did when the rain just went through like that. That was a crazy cell that just went over us. That's Miami for you. 5 seconds of absolute devastation, and then everything's back to normal. So some of you might say, well, I don't know what to write for these emails. I've been feeling like I've been preaching to the choir for a long time when it comes to email, but now I realize more and more with social media going down almost every week and always there being an algorithm issue, I've got to beat the drum harder for email and getting your email list. And that includes services like ConvertKit, which, newsflash, it's not going to be ConvertKit much longer. They are changing their name. So it's a good time to admit and remind you guys of that what you're looking at right now, if I say ConvertKit, pretty soon that name will be gone. And they're just going to be KIT, Kit, which I like to think of as keeping it together, which is cool because, this app helps you keep it together. Your email, your marketing, your landing pages, all of that. So I highly recommend ConvertKit. So you want to check that out. I think this will still work for now. Let me just see if I have the banner. I should have the banner still. For now, that still works if you want to check out ConvertKit. And they have something super cool. Now, somebody yesterday said they want to do a newsletter that will help. Now, this is insane what Kit is doing. Kit is now allowing you to get a newsletter up and running with their service up to 10,000 subscribers at no additional cost. So literally it's a free plan that will help you get up to 10,000. That's crazy. So I'm paying, obviously more, but I have a different plan. But I'm not doing just a newsletter. But if you want to just do a newsletter to the people that you serve, they're doing it now for nothing, up to $10,000 for no cost. So if you don't have an email service provider yet for your business, I highly, highly, highly recommend get this one now or get something going to connect with your audiences, okay? To be able to connect with them directly and consistently. And finally, since I did those 4, there's one more, and it's hard to pick because all these are important. But I'm pretty sure all of us, I might do an honorable mention. That's what I might do. I might do this one, then I'll do an honorable mention. But almost all of us are at this point doing content of some sort where you're breaking things up, right? You're breaking up clips. You're breaking up different things. You're downloading this. You're making a reel. You're making that. So all of us have this thing where we're using long form content and we're making it into short form content. And the number one app I think you need to be using to save time this summer so you can have a summer of success is Vizard. Vizard.ai. Let's see, once again, I think I have a link. Give me a second. There it is. So check out GodAgainst.com/Vizard. And Vizard basically is one of those AI clipping things that allows you to break up not just video. Here's why I like it so much. You can just upload an audio and it will do the exact same thing. Okay, I've uploaded audio podcasts several times through just using a YouTube link that does just audio, and it still is able to do a clip, which I can then turn into like little B-roll sections using other clips from free videos. And it makes reels for me like that, like super easy. So I would highly suggest you check out Vizard for your marketing. Okay, because nobody is going to come to see and hear you if they don't know who you are. They got to know who you are first, which means you got to go to them, share what you're doing. So marketing is not a dirty word. It's not a bad word when it comes to our Christian faith. We still are called to be excellent in this marketplace, which means showing up and giving people your best, including your best work, including your best art, including your best poetry, best music, all of that stuff. Okay. All right, my friends. Well, we were about 30 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and call this one because I think this is a good way to kind of just close off this week. It's been a busy week. And hopefully I have answered some questions. So remember the 5 things that you need to get for your summer success. Make sure, I'm also losing my voice, gotta be careful. Make sure you have a time management system, would be your calendar. Make sure you have a task management system, that would be something like Todoist. Make sure you have something with your creative tools, that would be Adobe Creative Cloud. Make sure you have something for creating clips, like that would be Vizard. And I think I forgot one. Oh, yeah, in your email, make sure you have something where you can connect with your listeners and your viewers. Let me see. Victoria says StreamYard AI clips sometimes, just not well. Yeah, I noticed StreamYard does it. Obviously, I'm using StreamYard right now, but I haven't tried their clips much. Vizard is just, the AI is just really good at picking up your sensibilities. And the other reason why I like Vizard a lot, Victoria, is because they give you a ton of minutes. I know StreamYard, in terms of actual time, the store is not it's not small, but it's, you got to watch your limits. But on Vizard, I've got like 1,200 minutes. I've never used up Vizard. I can't even get close to using up 1,200 minutes of content that can be split up. So I highly recommend Vizard, just because, not that I don't like StreamYard, but I think different SaaS apps work well with different applications, the ones they focus on. Vizard just does clips, and they've gotten really, really good at it. So I would suggest you check out Vizard just for that, just for your clips for your podcast. See if you like it. If you don't like it, you can always switch it up. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for listening and following through with this creative checkup, even though it came at the last minute. You guys still came. Thank you for watching the replay. If you heard something that you like, definitely make sure you subscribe and follow this particular YouTube channel if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, make sure you follow us on Facebook and connect with our creative checkup group. That would be awesome for you as well. Okay. So, my friends, I can see, oh yeah, GodandGigs.com/inspired. If you want to join one of our groups that actually has templates of the things we're talking about, like how to use ConvertKit, how to build an email list, all those things are in our Inspired Creators Corner, which is a collection of things that we've been doing for the past, I don't know, again, 8 years or so. Victoria says, I definitely need to get with you on some advice. Please, if you would like to reach out to me, please, Victoria, I would love to hear from you. You can always email me at godandgigs.com or I think I still have my consult link up. And forgive me once again for trying to make sure if this is actually working, because I always forget if my links are working. I honestly don't remember if this one's working. I'm going to check real quick, because I don't want to give you a link and find out. Obviously, I can reach out to you later on. Nope, that one's not working. See? So I'm glad I checked before I went and told you to go somewhere that was not working. I think I have this consult here via phone. Here's a 45-minute one. I'll send you this link later, okay, Victoria? I'll make sure to send this to you because I think I have your email. I think since you're on our list. This is not too long. I'm going to go ahead and just share this one because this is a Calendly link. So anybody that does want to reach out, I can use this one. And it's not too much to remember. So you can use that for now. Calendly.com/godandgigs/consult. I had another link. I just can't remember what the name of it was. I think it was consult, but I don't want to give you the wrong thing. So please reach out to me there, and I would love to connect with you and share. Again, those are just short sessions of coaching. Yeah, we can connect and help you out because you have been a blessing to our platform for so long. You guys go check out her podcast, 12th Street Talkback. She is just like I did a devotional. Her devotionals are amazing. Her prayers, they're on the podcast, and she's one of our Good Pods friends over there on Good Pods, which I haven't been using as much recently. I've been off of Good Pods. I've been more on Fountain because I've been doing a lot of the value for value stuff on Fountain. So I'll explain more about that later. But yep, I want to go ahead and sign off a little bit. I want to give you guys back your Friday. Let me quickly go through the church announcements. Let's go through the church announcements. Let me just remind you that if you would like to check out God and Gigs 360. Wait, what just opened? What did I lose? Did I lose you guys? There it is. Okay, so if you want to check this out, this is our growing membership at God and Gigs 360. And just to remind you the difference, okay? God and Gigs 360 guests are the people who have joined a challenge. They bought one-time product, and they just stay in the forums pretty much free. After they've bought that thing, they don't have a monthly cost. They're guests. They get to hang out and stay with us. However, those who want to become God and Gigs 360 Gold members, they get monthly coaching, they get the direction, they get the accountability, the community training and support of live coaching and live events, and they get free access to anything like yesterday's training. They just get the link. They don't have to register for anything. They're automatically in all of our trainings and workshops. So that is a growing group. And if you'd like to join that group, you want to go to godandgigs.com/gold. godandgigs.com/gold. You want to jump in with our gold members. And again, guests, you'll see that when we do one-time offers that you'll have that available to you, but you don't get any live coaching with that. It's just the forums, which is also super cool because you get to be part of our community there in our app. We have our very own God and Gigs app, which I would highly suggest again that if you get involved, you download the app, you get to see what we're really all about without Facebook getting in your way, without Instagram ads, without all the foolishness. Y'all, can we just talk half a second about how much foolishness Facebook is doing and X is doing with social media is just not the game to play, y'all. It's not the game to play. Use it to connect with your people. Use it to send people to get them on your email list. But let's get more savvy. about the way that these companies literally live off of our content. If we stop posting, they would stop existing, because they just don't exist to help people connect anymore. They exist as these fountains of eternal content and that we keep feeding. So let's just be honest. Like, this is an example where I don't need Facebook for this. I'm using them to show it to you, but these people are no longer connected with me through Facebook. They're connected through membership. And the membership is now the model that allows them to stay connected to our God and Gigs community and not need to go through any hoops to find us anymore, because they are on our own app and we own the connection and they have connected to each other. Okay, so that's God and Gigs 360 Gold. I hope you can check that out. Again, there's the list on the screen and the URL on the screen as well. However, if you do want to join as a guest real quick, you can. I'll just let you know in on the secret. You can join as a guest simply by going to God and Gigs 360 Guest, and you can kind of kick the tires and get a free complimentary membership just with no coaching. You still be part of the forums and some of the live events. You can kind of see what was going on. But of course, this is a guest count versus being a gold member, which you would be so much more advantageous for you in terms of your creative life. All right. And one other thing that we do here as well is that we also have our God and Gigs Inspired Creators Collection. That is a second tier where you can get pretty much anything you need when it comes to how to train, how to figure out these different things, whether it be email services, how to get on YouTube, how to get on ConvertKit, how to get on all these things. We help you with that in our Inspired Collections, which again doesn't include live coaching, but does give you all the templates for just $10 a month. So anything we create that's recorded or a template or a worksheet, you get access to that. If you don't want to do the full coaching thing, but you just want the stuff, go to the Inspired Creators Corner or Collection, and you can check that out there, okay? All right, I think that's all the church announcements. I hope you'll check out the next podcast. It's going to be Dave Shiverton is going to be on the podcast after 7 years off of the podcast. His conversation is unbelievable. And we recently also did a podcast, I think it was 287, which was on, I got to remember now, I think it was a review from the Summer Success. So we talked about 90-day planning and not procrastinating. So that was also GodandGigs.com/287. That was recently on the podcast as well. All right. So all kinds of stuff going on. Make sure you check out the Creators Craft on YouVersion. Go check that out. That is going to bless you. But until next time, I think that's it for now, guys. We're going to cut off a little early. To be honest, I think my voice might be going out, and I'm going to be pushing through. And I got a gig to practice for. So got to get ready for that. And you can see the rain has passed. So thank God. Hopefully the rain has passed down at my gig as well, so I can get ready for that and not be worried about being drowned in the Red Sea like Pharaoh's army was. Okay. All right, my friends. Thanks so much for joining me over here on Facebook. Thank you for joining me, Harden Family, Harden Project, and everybody on Instagram. A bunch of friends, especially Victoria from Troll Street Talkback and Queen of the Keys and El Jefe Wilfredo, and everybody else that commented there on Instagram. Thank you for joining me. I hope you'll be back next week for another edition of the Creative Checkup, where we help you to solve one specific creative problem from the inside out by applying timeless spiritual principles to temporary creative problems. God bless you guys. We'll see you next week. Take care.